Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing the library's role in going one-to-one in your school. In this LibGuide you will find videos, articles, journal suggestions, book suggestions, outside websites, and even a toolkit to help you redesign your library to hopefully make the transition from traditional instruction to one-to-one a lot easier. While we go through this guide, I want you to ask yourself, what does this mean for libraries? How will going one-to-one change our libraries? What is the role of the librarian in the change, and how can we assist our teachers and students in the change to make it easier on everybody involved? The reason we're discussing this right now is FCPS has decided that they would like to go one-to-one in all high schools. They see the importance of technology and teaching our kids how to use technology, not just for technology's sake, to better instruction and just growth. Because when they get to college, a lot of it is technology-based, and it's our duty as teachers to have them be prepared for not even college, but also the workforce, where a lot of it is collaboration and working together, and a lot of it is technology driven. So when we go to our next page, let's answer the question, why should we even flip? What's the point? Why do we need to change the way we teach? Thankfully, there are several organizations that have laid out guidelines and strategies to help us do this easily. ITSE, the International Society for Technology and Education, AASL, the American Association of School Libraries, and Project Tomorrow, which is put together by Blackboard, does a Speak Up survey every year where they interview teachers and parents and students, librarians, administrators, to see their thoughts on technology, where we are, how well we're integrating it, and what we need to do to make our students ready for the real world and into the future. From the ITSE 2010 Speak Up survey, I found this an interesting quote from them. School librarians support the use of technology throughout the school by working closely with school technology coordinators or fill the role of technology coordinators when a separate position does not exist. They serve as information literacy and educational technology specialists in their school, address educational technology and information literacy skills, instruction embedded in curriculum, provide technology training for teachers to prepare students to succeed in higher education, the workplace, and in society. They help students develop important digital citizenry attributes to demonstrate responsible use of information and technology. They provide leadership in the development of local information and technology literacy standards. And the way we do that is by using ITSE standards. We create in our students their analysis, their learners, their leaders, their citizens, their collaborators, their designers, and their facilitators. So we have to teach our kids to be these things. And by doing that, we ourselves have to do them. We have to collaborate with each other. And we have to design instruction and curriculum and even the physical spaces that are engaging, and they expand our students' not even knowledge, but their thirst for knowledge. That they want to create, that they want to do more than just the good old worksheet, fill in the blank. They want to go out and explore more and learn more. And I think technology, if used correctly, can do that. The next organization that has fantastic standards and resources for us is AASL. They recently, I think just 2 weeks ago, released the new standards for all school libraries. I have not gotten my hands on the actual new standards for all librarians, but I have looked at the standards for framework for learners, and It's very well laid out, and it actually has a wonderful spreadsheet that shows you how to inquire and include and collaborate, to curate, to explore and engage our students. And it kind of breaks everything down, which is really nice. And especially when you're trying to get teachers to switch the way they've taught, you have to have it laid out to where it's easy for them to transition. Teachers have enough on them without saying, now you have to take everything that you're teaching and make it digital. So as our job is to help them navigate it, show them tips and tricks and tools that will help them do this. Project Tomorrow is another resource. I have a link here to their 2017 report. One of the most interesting statistics or facts that I got out of it was a teacher wish list for professional development compared with district administrators' priorities for professional development. 52% of teachers wish for professional development when using technology to differentiate instruction. And compared to 73% of administration wishes there was professional development to teach how to use technology to differentiate instruction. And when you look through the graph for it, which is on page 10 of their Speak Up report, it's very telling that teachers' wants for professional development and the different kinds they have and the wants for administration are so polarly different. And I think that becomes the disconnect when integrating technology, is that administration has in their minds, a great plan for us, but they don't talk to the teachers or the librarians that have to actually implement what their plan is. And they don't provide teachers the resources they need to successfully implement the plan that administration has come down with. And I think that's kind of where librarians come into play. We are able to be the bridge between administration and teachers. So now that we've decided to flip, how do we actually get there? So the next tab is anyone can be a designer. You may not think that you're a designer, but you are. You design the look of your classroom. You design your lessons. You may not think of yourself as one, but even just the littlest thing of how my desks are arranged in my classroom. How do I create displays in the library? How do I organize books in my library? They all become part of our design process. According to Frances Bradburn, who is a retired North Carolina Department of Education instructor, she said one of her greatest frustrations is the gradual erosion of the school library program and otherwise exciting instructional shift. Not only are my library colleagues fighting to retain their professional identities, they are also struggling to maintain the library itself. Too often, both teachers and students view technology in their classroom and on their persons as the all-knowing informational facilitator and provider. Additionally, electronic books, video streaming, and databases are supplanting many of the physical resources in the school library. How should we reimagine our roles in our school libraries in the new learning environment? And then she goes on to talk about design thinking for educators. I have attached the toolkit, which is fantastic. It breaks down piece by piece, step by step. So the steps are discovery, interpretation, ideation, experimentation or prototyping, and then evaluation. So it actually the discovery is the most important aspect. You have to ask yourself the tough questions. What is our role now that we've gone one-to-one? What do we want to be? What do our customers and stakeholders need from us now? And how does the design of the library support, enhance, or inhibit the learning of our students? And I think every school, when going one-to-one, should use this toolkit. It has so many different ways for you to look at it, not only just the design of your library, but how you go about instruction and your curriculum, and how you even work with each other, which is fantastic. Because a lot of times we jump from, oh, we're going one-to-one, we have to change how we teach, and as librarians we think, oh, we have to change how our library is laid out, but we don't think about what we want to be and where we want to be and how we want to get there. And it's critical to look at that. Another great key resource, is the National Center on Universal Design for Learning. In the Higher Education Opportunity Act of 2008, they defined UDL as a scientifically valid framework for guiding educational practices that A, provide flexibility in the ways information is presented, in the ways students respond or demonstrate knowledge and skills, and in the way students are engaged. And B, it reduces barriers in instruction, provides appropriate accommodations, support and challenges, and maintains high achievement expectations for all students, including students with disabilities and students who are limited to English proficiency. And then according to the National Center on Universal Design for Learning, UDL provides a blueprint for creating instructional goals, methods, materials, and assessments that work for everyone, not a single one-size-fits-all solution, but rather flexible approaches that can be customized and adjusted for individual needs. UDL supports the needs of diverse learners, including learning disabled students from diverse cultural backgrounds. The beauty of UDL is it's not just about how to design your space, but it also takes into account the different levels you may have in your classroom. If you're a team-taught teacher or a special ed teacher, it helps you design a space and a curriculum that will work for your students. So now we are to why are librarians the keys to success? As I've said earlier, I think one of the biggest reasons that we are the key to success is because we have great collaborative relationships, not only with teachers and the students, but we also have collaborative relationships with, if your school has them, with the tech coaches, who a lot of this work falls on them too, is to roll out what we have to do. So one of the components for the success of a one-to-one program has been integrating the school librarian and libraries in all aspects of the implementation. We have the freedom to where we're not restrained by standardized tests. We can teach creatively. We can learn new technology. We can integrate greater creativity into not only how we instruct, but also the end product that the students get to use. We get to tinker and play, and we love to give professional developments and help our staff to do better and learn better and teach better. And I think we have to continue to push that goal and push, for a better term, push that rock up the hill. And the key is tapping into your librarians in your school and using them to the best of your abilities. I have in this site some links to some books. The National Conference of State Legislators actually breaks down state by state the mandatory technology laws that each state has passed. And then finally, the last page I have is just kind of a fun page. It's got some fun videos and clips, and then a bunch of book suggestions, and it's a hard process. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, but I think librarians can help their schools in more ways than I think administration or even the staff realizes. And we just kind of have to step up and lead the way into the coming